Hi guys, it's Shirley and welcome to my channel. Today I will be testing Beauty Blender's Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation on my oily skin. I'm going to be doing a flash test, an all-day wear test with checkouts of the day in different lightings. So if you're interested to see how this foundation holds up on my super oily skin, then just keep watching. As always, this is not a sponsored video, but I did receive these products complimentary from Influencer for reviewing purposes. So like I say in every video, all thoughts and opinions are 100% my own, and I will give you guys the tea if necessary. So they sent me the shade 2.3, which is a medium with warm undertones, and judging by the bottle, it might be a little bit too dark. Hopefully it's a little lighter when applied. And let me read to you the claims. A weightless liquid whip foundation with a multi-dimensional velveteen matte finish that wears for up to 24 hours. Developed with an exclusive hyper-speed, hyper-whip process, the silky smooth formula is whisked into a light as air texture for unparalleled blendability. This full coverage velveteen matte foundation addresses not just tone but also skin texture, so your complexion looks smooth and even. The foundation claims to have a matte finish, full coverage, and it's good for normal, dry, and combo skin. As for the ingredients, hyaluronic acid supports natural moisture and helps prep skin for a smooth canvas. White birch extract soothes and brightens skin. Free of mineral oils, sulfates, SLS and SLES, parabens, formaldehyde releasing agents, phthalates, retinol palmitate, oxybenzoin, coal tar hydroquinone, triclosan, triclocarbonate, and fragrance. Vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free. It's nice to see that there's a lock mechanism right here so that the product doesn't spill when you're traveling. So I've already moisturized my face and I put on my brows because I like putting them on before foundation. And we're gonna get right into primer. They also sent me Beauty Blender's pore minimizing primer called the Leveler. And the claims are it instantly smooths large pores, fine lines, and uneven texture with this featherweight mattifying primer. High-performance silicones create a velvety canvas and a humidity-proof barrier to lock makeup in place so your look lasts. Since they gave this to us, I thought we might as well give it a try. So I'm going to be testing this out on the left side of my face, and on the right side, I'm going to be using my trusty NYX Angel Veil Primer. You guys already know how much I love this stuff, and we're just going to compare how they both work. This has a bit of a tint to it. Just going to pat this in. Smells like a moisturizer. Once you apply more, you can start to feel the silicone texture. Very lightweight. And on this side, I will be applying my NYX Angel Veil Primer. This comes off as white, but it'll blend into the skin in just a moment. I actually really like the primer. It's very easy to blend. Great at smoothing the skin. Let's just see how it holds up under foundation. So as you can guess, I'm going to be using the original Beauty Blender. They also sent this to me. I usually use the Beauty Blender Pro, which I will compare in a future video, so stay tuned for that. So the locking mechanism, right now it is locked. I'm going to unlock it. And they say to dispense the product at a 45-degree angle. You can either dispense the product onto the reservoir or directly on your Beauty Blender. I'm gonna try both on both sides of my face. So let's just dispense the product first. Oh, it's taking a few pumps. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna start off with the smudge product first. Hopefully see if it matches my neck. I'm not sure if the camera is picking it up, but it is a little bit orange. But it's nothing that we can't fix. It's nothing that I haven't experienced before with my other foundations. It's not too bad. I'm gonna build up the coverage because I like full coverage. As for blendability, it blends great with the Beauty Blender. Still a little bit tacky. Definitely a satin matte finish. I'd rather the shade be warm than pink because at least it matches me a little better. I'm going to go onto the other side and dispense right onto the Beauty Blender. I really like the way that it's sitting on my skin. It's not clinging onto any dry patches or sitting in any fine lines and wrinkles. And overall, my face just looks really healthy. Like it's matte, but it's not drying. and there's still a little bit of glow to it. So initial thoughts, it's very lightweight. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing foundation at all. It's still tacky to the touch, but hopefully it dries down. I will finish off the rest of my face and come back to give you guys the starting point. Hey guys, so I just finished putting on my full face of makeup and I had no problems blending in contour, bronzer, and concealer. The only problem I had was with cream highlighters. So for example, the ColourPop Super Shock shadows, I apply those with my fingers and I experienced a little bit of a drag. It didn't apply on as smoothly as usual, so I would avoid using cream products with this foundation. Stick with powders. I did not powder my face at all because I really want to see how the foundation holds up on its own. The color does seem to oxidize just a bit, but just keep in mind that this is not my shade as well. Still a little bit tacky. I'm not sure when this will ever dry down. I will update you guys throughout the day. There's no particular smell to the foundation as they claim to be fragrance free. It just smells like a foundation. Let's talk about the consistency. I'm just gonna pour some here. It's pretty thick. Barely running down. So primer wise, comparing the two sides, I don't see a significant difference. I do notice that my right side with the NYX primer is a little bit more matte than this side. As you can see right here. My nose crease, if you guys can see that, it's a little bit more oily. And this side just has a little bit more of a sheen than this side. But other than that, both sides look very smooth. Flawless. I'm going to be doing a flash test with my iPhone as well as this camera so that you guys get two perspectives because both flashes are very different. So this foundation does not seem to have zinc oxide or titanium dioxide, which are the biggest contributors to flashback, but it does contain talc. This foundation does contain talc, but the flashback isn't that severe. I've experienced worse with other foundations. So if you're concerned about flashback, just be sure to avoid talc-based powders of any kind. Let's try this camera. I'm gonna pause for a second. So with camera flash, it looks a lot better, which is a given. My face looks less dead, less gray and like powdery. So at least with professional photography, if you're shooting with flash, you won't be looking like a ghost. So I'm gonna be wearing this foundation all day with checkups throughout the day to show you how my skin looks in different lightings, natural lighting, indoor lighting, artificial lighting. So stay tuned till the end of this video to hear my final thoughts on this foundation. This is what my skin looks like right in front of the window. I'm gonna try to go out into the sun so you guys can see how it looks. I would do a check-in as the sun is setting. Hi guys, this will be the last check-in since I've had my makeup on for over 11 hours now, and I don't think it's necessary to leave it on for any longer. This foundation claims to wear it for up to 24 hours, but I don't think I will ever need any foundation to last me that long. Let's state the obvious. I'm definitely oily, but it's not that bad, especially for a foundation that's not geared towards people with oily skin. It's held on pretty well for 11 hours. It looks great on my forehead. Can I just say that? Let's zoom in, shall we? Some of you guys might be like, oh my god, what are you talking about? That looks so bad. Honestly, I've had worse experiences with foundations that claim to be matte and long wearing. Super oily around my nose, like I don't know what's happening there. So far there's no separation. There's a little bit of creasing here. The foundation is settling in my smile lines, which is pretty common for me. This foundation is not transfer proof whatsoever. The foundation has worn off here since while I was eating, the food was dripping and I had to wipe it off. Especially do not touch your face when it's oily. It's just gonna come off. Like, do you see this right here? Like, I accidentally wiped my nose and it just totally came off. There is creasing under my eyes, but that is because I did not powder or set my concealer, which I probably should have done, but I didn't want to alter the coverage and longevity of the foundation. But other than that, the bronzer and contour is intact. It's still there. It hasn't disappeared. I'm gonna be testing an oil blotting sheet. This is one from up&up from Target. And we're just gonna pat this down and see if we can make it look brand new. It's drenched. Do you guys see that? My nose, dude, my nose. Oh my god. Today was a pretty hot day, so I'm not even surprised. It was mid-80s in the Bay, and my house does not have AC, so I've been moist, sweating all day. I'm going to try to powder my face and see if that helps. I'm just using some AOA Studio Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder and a powder brush, and we're just gonna try to see if this does anything. I did not touch up throughout the day. I don't usually touch up throughout the day. I just apply it in the morning and I leave it and hope that it stays on all day and looks great. Not bad. I feel like it looks pretty matte already. If you compare it to just a moment ago, you can definitely work with this. So let's talk about the packaging. I like the idea of having a space for you to pour the foundation that goes along with you wherever you take the foundation, but it gets pretty messy. I had to use a whole napkin to wipe off the excess, and that just ends up producing waste. Like, I would have to go through a lot of tissues and makeup removing wipes to clean this off. And inside the little nozzle, there's like this gap, and I don't even know how to clean that out. I like that there's a lock mechanism so that there's no spills from when you take it on the go. But honestly, the packaging is pretty bulky in comparison to my other foundations, and it's pretty heavy, so I don't know if I would ever really go traveling with this. And also hygiene. There's nothing to protect the nozzle. It would be nice if there was a cover or like a cap for it, but then the packaging would be even more bulky, and I just don't think it's practical to travel with something so heavy and bulky. I get that they were trying to be more innovative with this product and make it more special for the Beauty Blender, but I would honestly be fine if they just put it in a normal bottle with a pump, because I think I would just end up pumping the foundation straight onto the Beauty Blender anyway. Overall, I really like this foundation. I think it would be great for anyone with normal or dry skin. But even if you do have oily skin, there are a lot of ways that you can make this work, like with a really good skincare regimen, a mattifying primer, a setting powder, and a setting spray. Next time, I would definitely use a mattifying primer under this foundation, and I honestly think that would be enough. This is one of those foundations that needs a lot of tweaking, like depending on what you want your skin to look like and what your skin needs. For me, I wouldn't necessarily wear this to special events because I like something that is more bulletproof and like won't budge throughout the day. But I can definitely see myself using this for every day, like to school or to run errands. So as for the primer, it's a really nice primer. It's great at smoothing. It does not claim to have any mattifying properties, so I wasn't really expecting that from it. But for $32 for a primer, that's like $8 away from the foundation. I would skip out on the primer unless you're really wanting to splurge on a primer, then go ahead. I think $40 for the Beauty Blender foundation is pretty standard if you compare all the prices of the foundations at Sephora. There are a bunch of high-end foundations that are even more expensive. So if you think that the Beauty Blender foundation fits all of your needs, then definitely give it a try. That is it for my review. I hope you guys found this helpful. If there are any suggestions of what you guys would like to see me review, please leave them in the comments below. I have other reviews planned that have been requested. Can you guys guess what's next? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!